Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Low Rollers Live, Dungeons & Dragons Live Adventure. I, as always, am your host, Danny Allinson, and with me here tonight is Jonathan Edwards, playing the role of Narroth.
Hey, howdy, hello.
Danny Garcia, playing Phillip tonight.
Howdy, hey, hello.
We have Alan Seymour playing Lilith.
Hey, hello, howdy.
Robert Seitz on Zarrius.
Howdy, hello, hey.
And of course, as always, our fantastic DM, Christopher Rondeau.
Hi.
Playing literally everybody else. Just a quick recap of what happened last week. We had the unconscious body of an enemy of ours named Davik. We attempted to turn him into the king, but ran into some trouble along the way, eventually finding the seedy Underdark of this town we're in called Wexham. As soon as we found that, we also made some potential new allies and now have set up a meeting where we can talk to them and hopefully convince them that we are worth fighting with. Chris, if there's anything else you want to add, go ahead. If not, then take it away.
No, I kind of want to jump right in. We'll set the scene a little bit. Jennifer walking away. You see her go about 50 feet maybe, and then you see her cast a dimension door spell, so you see the gate appear and she walks through it, leaving the party effectively to their own silence. And I imagine there's a couple moments of awkward silence, especially dealing with some of the anger that came out in the previous episode. So I want to pick up right there. Basically, you have until nightfall. It's about 8 in the morning at this point. And so how do you want to go about waiting until dusk? If you guys want to wait at all, you guys can potentially skip town, I guess. But it'll be a short episode if you do.
Peace. Well, as soon as she zips away, Bryn will look to the rest of the party and say, we should probably have a plan before we start this whole conversation.
Shouldn't we wait to hear what they have to say before planning?
Isn't that a plan in itself?
Narroth arches an eyebrow. Yeah.
We should also probably just have one person talk instead of all of us. We don't seem to do very well when we're arguing amongst each other.
Well, that's how the cookie crumbles when you don't know each other too well.
Bryn kind of looks between Narroth and Zarrius, like, do they not know each other very well?
Phillip just shrugs.
Narroth is going to look over to Zarrius. This sounds like your job.
Yeah, makes it. I can't speak right now. That's what it makes it seem like. Yeah.
I think at this point, Yvette's gonna kind of wander off a bit. Not out of eyesight, but she walks over a bit, takes a seat on the grass, pulls out a notebook, and seems to be writing in it.
Bryn will also turn away and start walking away and say, well, I'll leave you two to it. She starts to skip off.
I look at Zarrius and Phillip. 2?
She might have been assuming I'd leave.
Strange child.
Well, she wanders. Not quite sure if she does much of anything else.
She's decent with a rifle. It's useful to us.
True enough. So, what are your thoughts on this, gentlemen? How should we approach it?
Real quick, does Bryn go to Yvette, or does Bryn go a different direction?
Bryn took off by
Okay.
herself somewhere.
Cool, just making sure I
She,
didn't miss a scene.
yeah, no, she wandered.
Cool. Let's give. Is Bryn doing anything important?
No.
Of import?
Not at all.
Okay. Cool. Then we'll continue with the scene.
I'm sorry, Danny. Could you repeat your question again?
Well, what Phillip said was, well, gentlemen, how do you think we should go about this?
Well, I think we should get involved with the whole situation just because we're kind of here to help as well. I feel like it's part of our job that Miles gave us.
I thought we were
Well,
here to get an army. Who
He
said
never-
anything about helping these people?
He never said an army.
Here to support the war.
Yes. And
How
I feel
does
like
this accomplish that goal?
we support the war against the Wounded King by helping those that we could potentially get help from. If we can give them help in any sort of way, that might be what we are looking for.
Well,
So-
that is certainly not a bad approach. You know, have some people owe us a few favors. Ask them for a favor in that regard.
So to be clear, we're going to ask for their help in the war effort in exchange for helping them here.
Well, if they have a situation on their hands that they can't turn away from, there is absolutely no way they can focus on our efforts.
But that doesn't guarantee us anything.
No, but it is a better chance. %2 chance of getting help is better than 1.
I would agree.
Quite honestly, it may not be the best way to do it, but it may be the only one we currently have. Perhaps.
It is up to Zarrius, I suppose.
Agreed.
I
Sorry,
don't-
go ahead.
I don't want to just be making the decision. I'd like your guys' input.
Well, he does make an interesting point. Just because he is doing all the talking does not mean we can't put a little preemptive thoughts into it.
We should consider what they have to say before we make this decision. Or rather, we should make 2 decisions. One, if they accept and request our help, and one if they do not.
Right. So what we should do is try and anticipate several scenarios that we can react to. That's probably the wisest course of action. Otherwise, if we're just going in blind, who knows what may happen. We could easily have the ground beneath our feet be taken from us.
Agreed.
So, I think my concern is if they ask why we want to help. Do we just want to say we feel like if we help someone, we might be able to get some help in return?
Absolutely not. Mainly because they will think that we have no goodwill towards them, which is not necessarily true.
But if we wait until later and we come with a request afterwards, they will assume that we lied at the beginning.
I mean, if I may be honest, while it is a bit out of our current task, I suppose, it is very difficult for me to turn a blind eye towards what Yvette and Bryn saw.
I would agree with that statement.
So, when we tell them that we are in it to help them because we don't like what's going on, we aren't blind. As much as I hate to say it this way, we are telling the truth, even if it's only partly the truth.
We just should decide very carefully if we want to leave anything out at the beginning. Revealing it later could make us worse off than revealing it at the fore.
Well, as we know, Jennifer already has she already more or less knows that we are doing it partly because we think it is wrong.
Mostly, I feel like.
Right, well, yes, in a manner of speaking. So, we kind of have that working to our advantage already. They will, if she views us favorably, the rest of her compatriots may very well, quite obviously, listen to her word over ours. So, I think we got something we can work off of already.
Perhaps. She does not seem like she is in charge, though. Perhaps if we were to intimate but not directly request aid, we could suggest our need without directly stating it.
Quite, and on top of that, we can definitely tell them that their aid won't be required immediately, mainly because they would still have to, if everything goes well, do a bit of a cleanup, get themselves back in good shape, and then if they wish to give us aid, they may very well be able to do that.
I'm not too sure, though, how I would phrase said idea. I'm not the most charismatic when it comes to words.
Well, actually, if I may ask, Sir Zarrius, as from what Narroth and myself here have just said, what did you take out of it, and what do you think we could use? After all, Narroth has one way of thinking, I have another, and your interpretation may very well be different. So we should try and be on the same page as much as possible.
So you're asking what my interpretation of this whole thing is?
Well, of what Narroth and I and yourself have discussed so far.
Well, yes.
I want to be sure that we are on the same page. Otherwise, miscommunication may be costly.
Of course, yeah. No, I agree that we need to. I feel like we should say something without fully stating it. I think I like Nara's suggestion when it comes to that. I feel like we don't want to leave any loose ends so that we don't lead them astray. I want to help them all the way. Like, I want to be fully with them and devoted to their rebelliousness, I guess. I would like to, which is what I feel like all of you guys are wanting to do, is I want to help them as long as they're okay with that. And I think we'll be able to give them what they need. A little boost in morale.
Well, as I'm sure you both have heard and probably agree with, actions do speak louder than words. So hopefully we can use that saying to our advantage.
Yes.
Agreed. But I think I am not the best one to deliver this message. Although I have a way with words, I think it would come off as insincere, as my opinion varies quite drastically from the rest of yours.
I must agree, but I must also add on to that I am very likely not the best one myself to do this. My main reason being likely because while they are all tieflings, they have always lived in a society where they only ever viewed each other favorably. So the ones closest to being able to come off as most sincere would have to be either our little friend here, Zarrius, or the meandering Bryn. And, well, as nice of a young lady Bryn is, I don't think eloquence in this regard is her strongest suit.
Especially when she's so emotionally charged.
And especially when a gun is quick to her hand as well. Or two. So, while you may not be comfortable with it, my friend Zarrius, I'm afraid this task does fall on your shoulders.
Oh no, I fully understand that. I fully expected to have to take care of this. I obviously like your guys' opinions on subjects, and I want to be able to come from a neutral perspective, you might say. I don't want to seem as though I'm tilted one way or the other. I want to state the facts of what the party desires and our best course of action.
While that is admirable in itself, I would like to interject that just a little subjectivity would still help, especially because what we're doing does require us to commit to one side as opposed to the other. But
Well, yes, of course.
okay, so real quick, Narroth, what what do you think may be some things we will come across as possible topics of discussion when Zarrius is speaking to the rebels, I guess?
I'm hoping it will be very, very quick and efficient. They have heard our interest to help. They extend an invitation or do not extend an invitation. We accept, or we try to interject ourselves, and we go from there. I don't have enough information right now to see any other paths our conversation will take.
That is a fair viewpoint. So, I impose this. I guess I impose this question to both of you. If they decide to decline our help, are we just going to bow out, or do we plan to do something else?
It would be hard to help an ally who is not requesting it.
Yes, and I would just say it would be probably best to go and try and get another group of people's aid, and then possibly come back here, let the anger and hatred kind of fizz off a little bit before we come back, I would say we should go someplace else if they say no.
Alright, well, the only reason why I even brought up this query is because I can think of a certain someone, or perhaps some two, and you see Phillip kind of glance off in the direction of where Bryn went and where Yvette is, who may very likely behave of their own accord. Again. But, anyways, any other possible situations? I can think of a few, but not quite sure how to express them.
Well, if you figure out how to express them, please let us know. I'm not seeing many other situations in my head currently. I don't think they're going to come and try and hurt us with the way that Jennifer treated us.
I can agree with that assessment. I just thought of one. So, say we are accepted as part of their little rebellion, or I don't know how big it is, and then we are successful in doing whatever we need to do. Should it come to actually overthrowing a king, will we be in accord of doing that, or do we try and talk it out first? What do you two think? I'm only asking because I feel like this is probably the more extreme possible circumstance that we may encounter.
I think that I would be okay to a certain extent. I wouldn't want to actually take part in the actual overthrowing per se. I'll get them as close to the king as possible, but bow out at the last second and let them have their victory for themselves, if that makes sense.
I guess let me clarify just a little bit. If something happens where we have to actually, well, probably not actually fight the king himself, but just those who are under him, would you still fight with, I guess, no killing being part of your intent? Should it happen? I'm just throwing out this extreme scenario.
As long as I don't particularly do it, you guys are more than welcome to do whatever you need to do, or the other rebels are more than welcome to do whatever they want to do. As long as I don't do any killing, I'm fine. I would be okay with undermining his peons, I guess is a way to put it. His men, I would be more than okay with us taking care of his men in order to allow them to get to the king. But I won't take part in actually doing anything with the king.
Just remember, we don't know anything about this king. We know at most that he is complicit in the actions that his society is engrossed in. We don't know about what he is doing personally. Is he a king trying to reform these people? Is he a king trying to make this whole situation worse? Right now, we've only heard things about the king. We have not seen ourselves what the king is doing.
But
sorry, go ahead.
But I don't think we're going to be able to see the things that the king is doing before we have to make a decision tonight, or in the next week or so. I think we'll get a decent sense of... We kind of already have a decent sense of what's going on, I feel like.
Well, we do have a mandate to seek out the king in order to gather some support for the war. perhaps we could go do that.
But we are not really necessarily welcomed in the city per se. We did escape from jail.
Well, let's not forget that any of these citizens that we mentioned, the country of Excelsior and the Wounded King, all of these people, this is just something I'm assuming, but they probably never intercepted that message that the Wounded King had sent out about how he's going to try and rule over this world. So they think we're just speaking nonsense to a certain level. So it may be kind of difficult to probably get the king's help, even if we do try and bring up that point. It would likely be moot.
That's fair.
That's also fair, yes.
Perhaps we could get a history from those around us, try and seek out someone in disguise, of course, in order to learn some more things about what the king has done before we send him to the chopping block, so to speak.
Oh, I certainly hope we do not become judge and executioner in a foreign country. That would be terrible.
And I also feel like we don't necessarily have to make that decision tonight. In terms of, we can make that decision a little bit farther along the road.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like at this point we may have a bit of an idea of how we may approach this depending on our interactions with the upcoming group that we'll be meeting and then with what we encounter later on. Is my assumption correct, or do we feel like we still need to address something?
I think we've covered it.
I think we've covered things, yes.
Zarrius, are you ready?
I think so. I will do this as diplomatic as possible. And I think the way I might be able to prepare for that is if I meditate for a little while.
Don't worry, Zarrius. You'll be just fine.
Yes, just fine. Just remember, it's diplomatically. Diplomatically. Now, we'll leave you to your meditations.
Thank you. I'll probably walk some ways away, and if there's like tall enough bush to where I'm like in the bushes sort of.
For you, there will be.
I know. Or like I'm just thinking like wheat fields or like grape fields or whatever.
Yeah, they're like farmlands you can potentially sneak into or something like that.
I'm not
I
going to
mean,
sneak.
they're open.
They're
not
open, yes.
They're not fenced, but
Yes, I would go someplace slightly concealed and let them know where I'm going, wherever that might be.
sure. Okay. Zarrius walked off. What's the plan from here until dusk?
What time is it now?
9 o'clock. I mean, besides getting food and all that crap. But I'm asking you, what kind of scenes do you want to do?
Well, Phillip is probably not going to initiate anything since he's just going to wait for dusk to fall.
Okay. Narroth?
At this point, Narroth is probably going to seek out Zarrius, say nothing at all, but start meditating beside him.
Okay. Zarrius.
At some point, I'll have opened my eyes and see him sitting there. I don't know how long that'll be, but it'll happen, and I see him, and it's like, I sit down next to him, cross-legged, and say, "Yes, how can I help you?"
I'm just meditating, same as you.
I was thinking during my meditations, is there any way that I can be disguised so as I might go into the city to see if I can find out any more information about the king, whether it's reading or talking to strangers?
It would take a magic beyond what I now possess. However, I can transform myself for small periods of time. If you have anything specific you'd like.
Um, I'm looking mainly for just different people's viewpoints on the king. I want to be able to understand what he's going through as much as possible the more we get involved in this situation.
Unfortunately, I can't relay experiences that you would have with these people, and my viewpoint is slightly clouded. Perhaps I could grab you some sort of book that has the history of the land so you can see the concrete actions the king has done.
That could work. I would appreciate that.
Narroth nods and basically keeps his head bowed and closes his eyes again, returning to his meditations.
I will stand back up and I will strike a pose.
Describe the pose.
My back leg is wrapped around my staff, and my other foot is at the base of the staff, and I am using the staff as kind of a balance, and I am leaning towards one direction, pointing in a general direction with my fist, per se.
Okay.
It's yoga time.
Narroth sees none of this. His eyes are closed.
Okay. Scenes. What are we doing now? Does Bryn doing anything important?
No.
Okay. Narroth.
Yeah, Narroth is going to go into town as the young tiefling that he took the form of earlier.
Cool. Are you planning to steal a book, or are you planning to just buy a book?
I'm guessing that my gold would give me away as an outsider. I'm
Okay.
hopefully going to try to borrow a book.
I'm gonna say you can do that. We don't need to have a scene for that.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
I'll walk back to Zarrius, give him the book.
Do I need to roll research in order to figure out the most important details of said book?
Depends how long you're planning to read it.
Well, at least a couple hours.
You can probably do a fairly good skim. You know, the college midnight procrastinating skim.
Oh, okay. I am well aware of that. Okay. Except Zarrius is probably better than I am at it.
So I'm gonna give you that information a little later because it'll take some time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Phillip.
Hmm?
What are you doing? Do you have a scene?
I wouldn't know that Phillip would really have a scene, but
Okay.
what you would see happening during the day is he'd kind of be near a vet. If she's sitting at a tree, he's sitting on a different side of the tree. He pulls out his books, just reading, kind of passing the time, calming himself, centering himself, so that he may function to the best of his ability.
Okay. Narroth, what are you doing for the rest of the day?
Narroth is mostly going to meditate, not only in order to mentally prepare on what's to come, but also just kind of trying to settle his feelings about the area in general. This area is definitely provoking emotional reactions in Narroth, and it's hard for him to find balance at this point.
Do you think he succeeds?
No.
Perfect. So Bryn is going to stay wandering for a few more hours?
Yeah, she probably headed off to those woods that she had seen during the night.
Okay.
But she probably left some hints for them to find her if they wanted to.
Cool. So Zarrius, you continue to read this book very, very quickly. Basically, you're taking like the first 50 pages, trying to find the points, and then reading the points that seem of interest. The main points you seem to get is something about trade. Relationships with the other nations are a little rocky at this point, the other houses. So the kings in the past have created a very physical, aggressive look to the countryside, to basically try to convince the other people not to start a war. You also see things about trade at this point. I don't think you would pay too much attention to that. You will see some kings that seem to always be looking for access of power. There is an emphasis on looking for extending life as well. There were kings, the more evil-ish kings, looking to do research in becoming an immortal king and then ruling forever, quote unquote. But as far as recent history, I don't know if there would be any books that would be easy to access on that information. So basically, your last 20 years have been cut. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would say you get that. Most of the kings tend to be very have a front per se.
Okay.
I'll give you this. You do know that Collins is a name for the king, so the people who are kings aren't necessarily a royal family. If you become king, you are given the title of King Collins. But you do think you see a line treading that the current King Collins has a line for the past 3 generations in royalty. And where you leave off, you do see the name of the king, King Thriton Collins, as part of the lineage of the last king that you are reading.
Okay.
But so you can make an obvious assumption about him gaining the power within the last 15 years or so.
Okay. For right now, I'll just stew on that for probably a little bit and bring it to everyone's attention a little bit later.
Okay.
Once I get my mind wrapped around it per se.
A little bit later happens.
Perfect. I'd like to try and find Narroth and Phillip.
I'm assuming Narroth and Phillip would be pretty easy to find.
Probably in the same place you left me.
And
Perfect.
Phillip's pretty noticeable.
Yeah. I'm probably going to go over to Narroth and speak to him quietly and say, "Hey, Narroth, can you come with me? I have a little bit more information I'd like to talk to Phillip and you about."
Narth raises his head and nods. Wasn't like I was making much progress here anyway.
I
He
do want
stands
to I do want to make a note. Dusk is in a couple hours, and you're still haven't seen a certain rifle tiefling woman. Just figured I'd point that out.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where Danny is, but it's might be concerning.
Yes. I'll keep that in mind. And I'll take him over, take, quote unquote, take Narroth over to see Phillip.
Narth follows.
Okay, guys, so I have a little bit more information. I asked Phillip, I asked Narroth to go and find me a book about kind of the history of the king and the way the kingdom has been over its history, just to kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with maybe a little bit more.
Okay, that is a clever approach. What have you discovered?
Most of the time, the country has... I'm sorry, not the country. The kingdom, quote unquote, has not really been nice to its neighbors. They haven't had really good relationships with them, and they tried to make things look really tough almost for the people and made it look as though they're really powerful and don't try and come against us almost. I don't know exactly how they were able to do that. But most of the kings had looked for ways of extending life and become more powerful. There was one king that wanted to be able to try and find immortality and reign forever. The book that I had didn't have the last about 15-20 years of their history, just because it was written a while ago. And they made it seem like most of the kings are not exactly who they say they are. They have a certain front to them that might not be exactly who they actually are. The name House Collins, Collins House, has been around for a couple of generations. So the current king probably was the son of the previous ruler, or it just stays in the family, so it keeps going. So that might be why people might not like him for certain reasons. But in general, most of the kings seem to be have a lust for power and don't like talking with other kingdoms. I think I have a little better sense now of what they are doing in terms of these rebels don't exactly like the way the kings ruled, possibly, is what I'm guessing. So just the whole king thing kind of concerns me. I don't know why Miles wanted us necessarily to try and get his aid, considering that he doesn't tend to want to work with others.
Well, I'll give Miles the benefit of the doubt in that he may not have known the history of these people.
That's
Probably
fair.
just knew. Yeah, probably just knew that they could be a good war asset, I suppose. Things like that tend to be more well known as opposed to the royalty's private affairs.
Sure.
But you're right, this is rather disturbing.
Have you made a decision then? If asked, will we help in his murder?
No.
I
Wait. I'm sorry, out of character real quick. Can you repeat that question? I think I misheard.
Have you decided? Will we, basically, will we contribute to his death?
if they ask us to help set up a coup, essentially. I
Well,
think.
if he is complicit in these murders and is not doing anything to remedy it, then quite possibly yes.
But this is a societal thing. Basically, all of the society is complicit in these murders.
I wouldn't go about and just do blanket blame because we don't quite know if everybody is aware that this has been going on.
I would agree with Phillip, as in I'm not too sure whether the whole society knows about this.
Narroth gives a shrug. Could be true, and the society of a kingdom rests with the king. I just want us to have thought through the options.
Yes.
That's fair.
Based on this information that I have read, I think I would be more inclined, based on what we've seen and what I've read, to side with said rebels and try and go against the king and his wicked ways.
And hopefully when the king is replaced, we have a more willing volunteer for resources.
Well, yes. That would be very helpful.
So you've made your decision?
I think so, and I think based on our party, on all you guys, that you guys definitely do want to help these people, and I think we should try and go with them if they want us. The problem is we haven't really gotten the input of the other group, of the other person in our party. Have you guys seen Bryn?
I'm surprised she isn't back yet. It's nearly dusk.
I have not seen her.
I suppose she's wandering. Now, we need to give this information to the party. Zarrius, being the person that is going to explain this with somebody outside of this group, you should probably spread the news. Phillip, I think it might be a good idea for you and I to go seek out where Bryn is.
At this point, Phillip stands up from sitting at the tree, and he says, "All right, let's go ahead and do this."
Just be back by dusk, please. I don't want to be the only one here when they arrive.
Of course.
I'm going to want to try and find Yvette.
She's in eyesight.
Okay.
You
And
see
she-
her eating some rations.
Okay. I have a feeling she's kind of overheard some of the conversations that we've had today.
For the sake of time, yes.
Okay. It sounds good. So do you want to just skip any sort of little explanation that I would give to Yvette?
Yeah, I mean, you can just go up to her and be like,
Yeah,
Hey.
I'll go up to her and fill in the cracks where she might have missed something.
Sure.
she looks frustrated, as she has all day. All right, well, it's the only plan we have.
I think I feel as though it's the best of both situations. Both situations being the situation with the children being murdered and our diplomatic mission. I feel as though if we help these people and be able to try and stop the disastrous deeds that those people are doing, that we might be able to get their help when we need it.
You saw her cringe when you said the word murder, and she takes a deep breath after you finish your sentence. Zarrius, I'm going to be honest with you. If you guys leave without helping these people, I will not be coming with you. My mission was just to get you to this continent. My mission is to get you away from this continent. But anything that happens in between is frankly not my responsibility. But I can fix this, and I will fix this.
And we will fix this.
I understand you have other priorities.
Right now, I think our priority is to help these people to the best of our abilities. And I would give my life for this cause.
Well, I doubt it will come to that.
I doubt it too, but I prepare for the worst.
Cool. Well, you better prep to your meditation thing.
I've been doing that all day.
You know, praying to your gods a little longer may not hurt you at all.
It will not, and I will take your suggestion and go over towards the tree, and I will actually I'll climb up the tree a little ways and find a place that I can sit myself and pray, essentially.
Before we move on, I thought your scene where you got the book was very clever, Seitz. So I think I'm going to give you inspiration for that idea. That was very clever. I was very surprised and very happy with that outcome.
Thanks.
So why don't I get a perception check from Narroth and Phillip? Okay, so you're sort of looking around trying to pick up a trail, and you see what looks like flower bracelets with arrows that seem to be pointing in a certain direction.
Phillip nudges Nara, points to it, and says, "Well, shall we?"
Narroth looks over. Yep, that's her. Let's go.
Okay.
You guys travel a little ways, and you reach a point where there's also a flower bracelet with an arrow, but you see the word quiet written out with like branches and twigs and that sort of thing.
At this point, Phillip sighs and says, "Never been my strong suit."
At this point, I'm going to say that Phillip looks over to look at Narroth while he's saying that. I'm going to say he doesn't see Narroth, because Narroth is already trying to stealth and get out of sight.
I don't think we need the stealth roll, but
Thank God.
so at this point, you guys have reached a tree line. You've been walking for a little bit. You're in a forest, and you're able to sort of maneuver around. You know, I mean, I won't say it's quiet because we have an orc in armor, but you're able to surround it. And how do we find Bryn?
Okay. So eventually they will find Bryn, or what looks like her. She's laying down behind a log and has her rifle like resting on top of it. And if you follow the line of her rifle where she's aiming, there's a doe a good like 100, 200 feet back. And I'm assuming that they're being quiet, but probably not that quiet. Am I right?
Not quiet enough for what you want to do.
Phillip is there.
Sorry.
She'll look back at you guys and then just put her finger over her mouth. And like a stop signal with her hand.
Narroth will stop dead.
Phillip does the same thing, but he stops alive.
Aha.
Okay. So she sits there, kind of like readjusts her aim after looking back at you guys, takes a big deep breath, and pulls the trigger. But all you hear is a click. And then she pulls her pistol out and fires it into the air to scare the doe away.
Sounds good to me.
Does the doe run away?
Yes.
Just wondering.
Wow.
And then she'll...
Does the doe run in Narroth's direction? Because Narroth might misinterpret this.
Oh God.
Seriously
No.
doubt that.
Let's not move towards the scary dragon thing.
Then she'll just flip her gun a few times, holster it, and look to the two of them. Hi.
We were looking for you.
Did you find my trail? Breadcrumbs?
Yes. We saw your bracelets with flowers and such. They were quite well made.
Thank you. You guys figure it all out?
Ish.
Ish.
There's always a measure of uncertainty when it comes to these things.
Oh, but isn't that the best?
No.
I guess we'll have to disagree there. Who's talking tonight?
Good old Zarrius.
Good.
Seemed to make the most sense. Well, shall we head back, or is there something else you need to do before our meeting?
No. Just getting acquainted with the countryside.
Certainly is a nice countryside.
Indeed, it reminds me of some of the forests between Tyria and the Freelands.
Does it now?
Yeah, you'd think for being so far away, there'd be a little bit more difference between the two.
Well, sometimes the world is a smaller place than you'd anticipate it to be.
Yep, you can travel miles and still find the same things.
Well, as interesting as this topic could be, which I would love to get into, we should get back just to get ready, I suppose.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
You gotta catch me up with anything?
Well, if there's something we learned about how this country seems to have... this country's history, there are a few things we learned which are rather strange. Mainly that the royalty, apparently, there was a king that tried to find a way to extend his life or become immortal or something, and they don't have good relations with neighboring countries as far as wanting to appear as a powerful warring country. You know, all sorts of things that I would generally disapprove of.
Believe me, you're not the only one.
Mm.
So what's the plan? We fighting Narroth? Not fighting Narroth, but are we fighting Narroth?
We are indeed. Whether they accept our proposal or they reject us, we are either going to be fighting with them or fighting apart from them.
What do you mean?
Well, either we go along with them or we go to another part of this land and find more people to convince, more battles to be won.
Well, if we don't convince them, can't we fight anyways?
I suppose we could, however, because we don't have the lay of this land, I don't know if that would necessarily be the best option. We don't know the people. We don't know the culture. They only know us as wanted criminals. These are not the people to spark a revolution.
It seems like they're doing it already. They just need to
No,
push in the right direction.
I suppose I misspoke. We are not the people to start a revolution. They are the people that need to start their own revolution.
Sure. That makes sense.
Agreed. Though I will admit that what they're fighting for is something I certainly would not mind contributing to.
She looks at Narroth. You?
I find what they do to be distasteful. However, I do hope we get our final goal out of this. That is why we're here.
She looks down again.
Certainly would be ideal if we accomplish both.
Yes, but if it's just helping these people, that would be nice, but we have a whole continent back home of people who must be in dire straits by now. I'd hate to think that we're wasting this time helping strangers when we could be helping family.
I thought you were an orphan.
Oh, I had my own family.
Oh. But you don't think it's worth it even if we don't get what you're looking for?
I think it would be only half as much satisfaction as I would like.
Phillip, you mind giving us some space?
Phillip kind of harumphs and goes off far away enough that he's out of earshot.
Narroth, why do you think I'm here?
Another place to wander, I suppose.
No, why do you think Miles asked me to be here?
I do not know.
It's not to fight. He knows better fighters. It's not to speak either. He knows better speakers. In fact,
Then why?
the only thing that I'm better at than anybody else he knows is getting into trouble. That is until you and the rest of your friends opened up a tower.
Narroth rolls his eyes. Hilarious.
I thought so. No. I'm here to keep an eye on you.
On me specifically.
No. On all of you. You see, when we first heard that you were trapped in the tower, some of Miles's team didn't know if getting you out was the right move. they thought it might be better to build the army during that time. I'm not here to fight for you, or speak for you, or even to wander about, although I do like that part. I'm here to tell them if we can trust you.
Why are you telling me this?
Well, it seems like you're hesitant to do... Well, it seems like the goal is what matters to you.
The goal is why we're here, after all.
Sure. But aren't you the heroes of the Shadowfell?
Yes.
You strove against a dragon.
Yes.
And you did the right thing and the goal at the same time then.
Those were the same things.
And isn't it more heroic if they're two different things? And you strive for both?
Perhaps. But if the wounded king rises and destroys the land before we have an army prepared, would the world be better served by me helping these villagers here? Or would the world be better served with raising an army to defeat the one trying to destroy everything?
Well, for the ones here, it would be better served here. And also, for the ones at home, it would be better for them. That's why I'm saying both.
Which is why I'm hoping this can accomplish both. But I just hope we're not wasting our time with these folk.
If lives are saved, time is not wasted.
Narroth nods but says nothing.
Bryn will just walk alongside him for a little bit, see if he has anything else to say. And if he doesn't, she'll eventually run up and jump and get a piggyback from Phillip.
God damn it. Well, what would probably happen is you would just get on his shoulders and he'll just keep walking as if you're not there.
Forward, steed.
Excuse you. I would rather you say forward, boar.
Forward, what?
Boar.
Boar? That thing.
Phillip kind of... Phillip just keeps walking.
I don't know how to transition from that, but I'm gonna try.
It's your job, my man.
You find Zarrius and Yvette. Or you find Zarrius in a tree and Yvette.
Well, we found her.
Good. Did you inform her of our findings and our discussion today?
Well...
King's bad, blah, blah, blah.
Perfect.
And you're doing the speaking, yes.
Perfect. Out of character, Chris, is it about that time of day, or what are we approaching time-wise?
It can be.
Okay. Can we make it be?
Okay.
Make it so.
Sure. So, you can see that the sun is about to go over And the moon is starting to rise. You're in that weird phase where the sun is clearly out, but the moon is also kind of out, and it's a little confusing. As you guys arrive, it is magic hour, so you don't necessarily see the shadows coming from the sun. And you have maybe a half hour before dusk.
Okay. I will probably stay up in the tree, as it would allow me to see farther in terms of people approaching.
Cool. Despite that, because Bryn has sunglasses, Bryn's gonna see them first.
Of course.
I see them first.
So you see 12 people coming towards you. Upon further inspection, most of them are wearing cloaks, but you can definitely tell that there is equipment underneath it. One of the cloaks has like a longbow strapped around his back, simple swords, maces, axes, that sort of thing. But you do see Jennifer out there. She appears to be leading the party, walking right next to another person who has his hood put on. You can't get a clear look on his face.
Okay. As long as... Do I see this as well, or...
Eventually.
Okay. Once I see...
Everyone... They're not sneaking or anything like that.
Sure. As long as I see Jennifer, I'm okay, and I will get down from the tree and wait for them to arrive.
Cool. How is everyone going to be present in this conversation?
Physically.
Yes.
So physically,
Yes.
not verbally.
I almost said something. Okay. That's your one. So, you'll be there, and they'll start to appear, and these 10 people sort of make an arc around Jennifer and this man, and Jennifer comes up and speaks. We have arrived, but we felt that we should bring extra people just in case this turned sour.
I will take my staff and set it on the ground in front of her. And I signal to the rest of the party to put their weapons down on the ground in front of them.
We want to make clear of your intentions. You claimed you have seen a non-tiefling baby appear, and they were taken to a location. But we want to know that you are no better than those people who took the baby.
Yes. 2 of my party members witnessed the birth of the child and the doctor yelling something and for them to get the guards, and the mother and father seemed to look pretty devastated. And upon further knowledge, Bryn and Yvette, I signaled to the 2 of them behind me, and they followed where those guards took the child, and they saw the child be just mangled. It was devastating for the both of them. They've been pretty traumatized ever since that incident.
As you are having this conversation, you can just see Yvette's face getting angry and angrier. You can see her sort of clenching her fist and then releasing the tension. And, you know, as you're talking, clenching her fist and releasing that tension. And at this point, I'm going to say a familiar blue light appears, which causes all 12 men to draw weapons immediately. And Lilith, why don't you explain your reappearance? Not explain, but describe it.
Okay, so as the blue light appears, it appears like a doorway, and the doorway is shaped like a half of a gear, and she walks out of it, and she says, "Hello, my friends. I sensed some terrible emotional distress here, and Arathis sent me. What is going on?"
Let me explain. If you,
As all 12 of them are like prepping battle stances at this point.
I kind of put out my hands and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let me explain. This is our companion who has helped us in many a fight. She is very helpful with making sure we stay healthy. She is not here to hurt any of you. She is with us. She is an ally, and her God has sent her to us as help.
I walk forward and I put my hand out and I say, "I'm Lady Lilith von Kiln, priestess of Arathis."
You see that the tiefling Jennifer will take your hand and very hesitantly kind of shake it upside down. I'm Jennifer. I'm very confused about your presence here.
I'm going to look up at Lilith and kind of signal her to fall in line.
I hold my hand up to Zarrius and I say, "Just a second." I say, "My goddess Arathis sensed some terrible emotional stress in my friends and sent me to their aid. What's going on here?"
We'll explain to you later, Lilith. And I signal her to get back in line.
She sort of steps back next to Bryn, says, "Psst, what's going on?"
Bryn gives her a little side hug. Are you staying this time?
"I don't know."
Okay.
All right. At this point, you notice that the other gentleman who was sort of leading the party pulls back his hood and he appears human. He's about 60 years in age. As he sort of undoes his cloak, you do notice that he has a shield on his back and he has a mace on his belt. He goes, "I'm the leader of these people, and you have brought great interest to the attention of my compatriot Jennifer here. What do you want?"
We would like to know what you guys do and what your plans are. You guys seem to not want to fit in with the rest of society, and we would like to know how and if we may be able to assist you.
He raises his hand to give a signal that is relatively unreadable. And all 12 of them sort of pull back their hoods. And you do notice that the rest of the 10 of them pull back their hoods and they're collections of human and elves. We are not part of the society. We are the outskirts of it. I don't know what you were expecting to find.
Well, We spoke with Jennifer earlier today, and we saw some of the horrible actions taken by the guards and are greatly displeased with their actions and want to know if you guys are looking to do anything about it.
We do. We take the people we can and we keep them safe. We're all those people.
I see. So, do you guys go and into the city when you know there is a baby on the way and try to make sure that they stay safe?
As often as we can.
We are interested greatly in saving lives. We are interested in helping you on your mission to save these people, these children that otherwise wouldn't have a life ahead of them.
He smirks and he lets out this low bellowing laugh. And to do that, you're gonna have to kill the king, and that's just impossible.
Does he know who we are?
Do I overhear that? What Alan said?
I'm gonna say
I-
no.
I whispered it to
What
Bryn.
Lilith said?
They killed a dragon.
You just hear Phillip snort when Bryn does that.
About a year ago, we planned a coup. Tried to. And I stuck my blade deep within the hearts of the king. And he stood up, took the sword out, and, well, a lot of us were taken. Never killed outright, just taken.
Sir, are you saying that the king is not killable?
I don't know. I can't figure it out. But I can tell you I tried. I thought
Hey,
I
Chris?
succeeded.
Quick question. With me being a cleric and my knowledge of the undead, do I have knowledge of the undead?
I would like to pose the same question.
Sure, you have knowledge of the undead. I can tell you that this isn't anything you've heard of before.
Darn. Okay.
Okay.
You do. I mean, I guess you can make an assumption that he is some sort of Death Knight or Lich or something like that. But, the harvesting of blood is not anything you know of enough to make a conclusion either way. So anything you're making is an assumption, not a conclusion.
That's fair. All right.
And yes, we lost a lot of our forces that day. We're hurt and we don't have the resources to plan another coup. That appears like we can't even succeed.
What would you need in order to succeed?
It's clearly killing isn't the proper method. We need to detain him, but I don't have the men to be able to have the fighting skills, quite frankly. Jennifer is the closest thing to a fighting force we have, and we need her to make quick getaways when we do see a baby that needs help.
So, are you looking for a group of people who might be able to help with that? Because you made it seem as though Jennifer is quite powerful just now.
Jennifer can teleport. Jennifer cannot kill a king. You see Jennifer kind of like rock her head left and right a little bit, clearly not choosing not to say anything. And we need her to help the people we can, but we're not strong enough to take on a castle.
I understand. I'm pretty. On behalf of my companions and I, we would like to provide our services to assist you in any way, shape, or form. We are well trained in the art of fighting, as Bryn has stated. We are the heroes of the Shadowfell, and we seek justice and diplomacy in what we say and do.
And why would you want to help us?
What we've seen and heard and read about the king and his doing and his the things that he does, we greatly disapprove of the way he handles things and the way that he goes about murdering children that are completely innocent.
All right, let's put all the cards on the table. Jennifer said you asked for help. You're not really telling me what that help is.
Well, to be completely honest with you, we are willing to help you in any way, shape, or form. Our country is looking for some assistance. We are here on a diplomatic mission to try and talk with the king, the Davik, any people over here on this continent to try and get help to fight the wounded king that has escaped.
Who?
As we've heard, the news doesn't travel very well over to this continent.
No. I know that name.
The wounded king.
He sort of looks around. We all heard a message like that.
Well, you are the first ones here to know the message. We haven't seen anyone that has known about this.
Jennifer shrugs. I didn't hear it.
They're not tieflings. Tieflings don't hear it.
Anyways.
What did you hear?
Something about to succumb to the power and become something more. It's hard to really understand.
We, and I point to the group of us, besides the slight few of us, a few of us let the wounded king loose by accident. One of our party members led us astray and tricked us into releasing him, and he is wreaking havoc on our home continent. He has ultimate power, and many of our gods on Excelsior are absolutely terrified of the wounded king. He is a very evil being, and has the power to do whatever he wants and wills, and he is starting to control the minds of our families and cities. We are here to try and get any sort of aid that we can to help us in our endeavor, and we are willing to help with whatever we can to try and gain any sort of aid.
Lilith steps forward and says, I need to say something. So let me get this right, Zarrius. You are going to help these people if they help you. We're going to help these people regardless, right?
Yes, we are helping these people regardless of whether we get any sort of help whatsoever.
This guy's killing babies.
Yes. He is, and we are not leaving here without helping them. That is a guarantee. If we can get any sort of assistance in return for this, great. If not, so be it. We are here to help right now and take care of business.
Okay, just making sure. And I stand back next to Bryn.
He sort of looks around, and for a brief moment, a light bulb sort of clicks up on his head. He's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm Merchet."
I'm sorry. What was that again?
Merchet.
Was that with an M or an R?
An M.
Merchet. Okay.
R.
Would you mind doing us a favor and just putting it on the chat so it's a little clearer for us? Thank you.
I am Zarrius, and these are my companions. Here on the right is Narroth. The big guy is Phillip. The other tiefling is Bryn.
Hey, howdy, hey.
And then there's Lilith, which you have already met. And our other companion is Yvette. She was the one that brought us here on her ship. She, I feel, feels the strongest about the issues that you have here with the king. Also, we do have another friend who's tending to some family members that could arrive at any point. He also is a hero of the Shadowfell and has also let the wounded king loose. His wife is expecting a child of their own, and he is there to take care of their child.
It sounds like you guys have a lot on your plate, and quite frankly, the issue still stands. We don't know how to kill this person, this king. All we can do is hinder. The best we can do, if you wanted to help out, is Jennifer can get you into the castle, and then you can see if you can trap the king itself. But if we're going to do that, I recommend we do it quickly.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Bryn.
She looks over at Jen. You can get people into places, right? I mean,
more or less.
How far away can you get people out of places?
I have to be present.
Well, I'm just saying, if, say perhaps, you opened up a little portal somewhere in the middle of the ocean, and we dropped a certain king off.
I would need line of sight.
Huh?
I
the
would
ocean?
need to see the ocean to be able to create anything that direction.
Lilith looks to Jennifer and goes, "Ah, you could make a purple door too, huh?"
Yes, but not as dramatic.
So,
I'm just saying, if the king suddenly went missing,
Yes, but we need to subdue the king before we can handle that, or else he may be able to resist the effects.
I might have a if he is what I suspect he is, I might have something to slow him down.
I don't think subduing would be a problem for us.
What is your suggestion?
Off with his head, but
That's your second.
all right, fine. I will get one next time. But seriously, have you tried decapitating him?
I mean, if he's unconscious, he can't struggle, right?
If you can get him unconscious and we could take him prisoner and hopefully do this coup diplomatically. If he just disappears, I don't know the consequences.
So
Well-
you're saying unconscious is the best way to go?
Preferably. I mean, I don't think he could be killed. You can try decapitation, but I don't know.
Well, I think we should try and get inside the castle and see what we can do.
Well, I can get you inside the castle easy. It's
The
what
out.
happens after that.
I understand.
Well, I can handle the out for a couple of us.
I think we can guarantee an unconscious.
Yeah.
Well, the faster we do this, the more people we save.
Narroth kind of looks around a little bit nervously and then takes a half step forward. Now, I'm going to back up here for a sec. It seems like this problem may be systemic throughout the whole society. What good is taking out one person in that whole machine of society?
He made the decree for these children to.
But if
The
your
law
society
comes. I don't think you understand how this society is working. If you oppose the king, you don't necessarily survive the night.
But the king does not carry out the decrees that he states. Those would be the guard, the folk all around you. If the king dies, what does that accomplish other than political catastrophe?
I don't think you understand that the society is not ruled on logic, it's ruled on fear. Just because people are following orders does not necessarily mean that they want to.
I see.
Because if you don't,
Lilith looks-
then you are the one in the amusement war, right?
Lilith looks
More or
to
less.
Lilith looks to Narroth and says, "Have you ever heard of the saying, if you chop off the head of the snake?" Well, think of the society as the snake. And if we take the head of the snake, then the rest of that society will grumble. And they'll
Yes.
be receiving new orders. There'll be a new, I hate to use these words, but if this is how the society is ruled, they'll have somebody new to fear.
And what
I hate to use that tactic, But if that is what it takes to prevent this disaster from happening, then we can't sit idly by.
And what guarantee do we have that the next person will be just as bad or worse?
Well, she looks to Bryn will look towards Merchant. Who's the next in charge then?
We're hoping to go away with the idea of a kingly hierarchy.
And have what instead?
Something where people are representing people. Something where we have people representing humans and elves, as well as people representing the tieflings and people representing the farmers and that sort of thing. Obviously, we don't have the details yet, but there are books in place that have a better way of doing government than just simply a king who decrees.
Democracy.
That enough for you, Narroth?
It seems like the political machinery needed to be put in place would take longer than the time we have.
I don't think we're here to install a government, Narroth.
We can... They know what they would like to do, and I think that we can have a little bit of influence as to what they could do if we are successful. If they are open to ideas, we can bring some politicians or some people that are well read on the subject over here to tell them the different ways that they might be able to take care of the situation.
It seems like this is slightly short-sighted, but I guess anything is better than someone who condones killing children.
I think anyone will be better than someone who condones killing children. And I think a lot of us are in agreement with that. And I think we should try and take care of this as quickly as possible. I will turn to Merchant and Merchet, or however you pronounced it. When might we be able to enter?
Well, there are 4 people that are pregnant right now who may go into labor within the next week. I would advise to go now. Tonight.
And how do you have any sort of layout of the castle, or do you have any sort of way for us to know where we might be going, in that we might be heading in the right direction?
Very simple. We can teleport you into the cellar, the wine cellar. There'll be less people to deal with at that point. You're going to go up through the servant's entrance, through the kitchen, and hopefully stop the king, potentially at dinner time, if we make a move tonight.
Sounds good. And I turn to the rest of the group and say, shall we, gentlemen and ladies?
Yep.
I'm down.
I pick up my staff from the ground and stick my hand out to shake Merchant's hand again and say, we are here to take care of your needs. If you can return it, if that'd be great. If not, we are more than happy to assist you right now in your time of need.
He grabs your hand. We'll we'll do what we can, but we cannot take stock of any resources until after this conflict is over.
Agreed.
But I heard the message of the Wounded King. I believe you, and I'll do what I can.
And with that, I think we're going to go on a quick break. So we're going to sign off for just a few minutes, and we will be back with more of the Low Rollers. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Low Rollers Live. Chris, you want to take it away?
Cool. So we're going to go into something that actually Danny Allinson introduced me to, which is something that has been collectively stolen from 4th edition. And this is something called a skills challenge. It's something I really enjoyed in our games. Some of my players won't actually agree with me. So we're going to go into that. And basically, for this scenario, we are going to basically... Jennifer is going to get you into the basement of the cellar, and you're going to create the scenario for me and then make a dice roll that is representative of the scenario. So if Zarrius wants to go, I knock out a guard and I'm going to roll athletics for that, then he is well able to. A guard will magically appear, or some sort of logic that makes sense to the narrative. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to veto something if the narrative doesn't make sense. So if Narroth wants to go head to head with a dinosaur or something like that, that's not going to happen, because why would there be a dinosaur in the middle of the castle?
Aww.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll go into the details of the skills challenge at another time. But for now, let's roll initiative.
Oh, yeah, get that 20.
Okay, so your objective is going to basically to find the king and to trap him, whether it is during a meal or another time. Sorry, I got distracted. So go ahead and create the scenario, and we'll go over some of the rules as we go along. But Bryn, you find yourself in the basement of the cellar, and you are sort of lost for a second, taken aback by the magic that was sourcing through you, and you appear in the basement with your party and Yvette. How would you like to start us off?
Okay. I will... use tactics to try to situate where we're at and the best way for us to move forward as a group.
Okay, sure.
All right. 24.
So you are able to present some solutions. Basically, you can sort of hear the guards wandering around, sort of understand that, they're going 2 by 2. So you can either choose to basically wait to move, so you can do it rather stealthily, or you can choose to take out the guards, and you're able to provide that scenario to your party.
Okay, I do so.
That'll be your first success. So, Phillip, as you make your decision, you are not allowed to use the skill tactics because Bryn has done that already.
Alright, so what Phillip is going to do is take into account the details that Bryn has imparted on him. And what happens is they're going down a hallway and they get to a point where they're about to round a corner and there is a guard that's just patrolling that hallway, and the only way to get through would be to incapacitate the guard. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do an athletics check for Phillip, where he will attempt to time his grapple on the guard, put him in a headlock, and knock him out non-lethally.
Roll it.
Wow.
Jesus. So you're able to get behind a guard and do what you described, or we'll say, for the sake of the narrative, you can knock out both guards unless there specifically wants to do something with the other guard. But at this point, I would say you're out of the cellar and you're into like the servants areas where there are guards patrolling. But you haven't seen servants yet. Zarrius, you are locked out of athletics.
That's fine. For me, what I like to do is I would like to, as we are kind of walking down this hallway, and we've gotten to maybe a bigger room where more people might be situated, I would like to see if there's something that I can climb up on that might get me a better vantage point of what our surroundings are, and I'd like to use perception.
Cool. So you can
see.
get up to like the rafters or something like that.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll. Jesus.
We're really hitting the same number, aren't we?
No complaints from me.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, you get up into the rafters and you get a good overview of, I would say, how the servants are running the castle. You can get, like, you can see who the leads are on certain teams, like who's the lead cook, who's the lead server, who's the lead house, I want to say manager, but that's not, housemaid, there you go. Stuff to that extent.
Cool.
And you can choose to point that out to the party.
I'll probably climb back down and give general directions of people and where they're located.
Cool. We are at 3 successes out of 10, so you're doing pretty well. Narroth, you are locked out of perception.
All right, at this point, Narroth would probably have climbed up almost right behind Zarrius, but instead of trying to get a lookout for people down below, he's just going to figure the best way to get across a room filled with people is to go so far above them that they can't see you. So he's going to go ahead and try to be stealthy as he scurries along, let's say, the rafters that go ahead up ahead of the building.
Cool. Sure, roll it. So you start to climb up the rafters, but you can't seem to get a good foothold, and you sort of trip trying to get up and fall on your bum, and it is attracting attention. Lilith, you're the best, or Alan, you're the best skills challenge person ever, so what would you like to do? You're locked out of stealth.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is a little creative. Hopefully it works. I'm going to do a religion roll to cast guidance on all my friends, so it helps them be better with their skills.
Is that a concentration skill?
It is.
I will allow you to cast it on one person for this roll.
Okay, so who's next in initiative order?
Bryn wanders.
Okay, so I'm going to cast it on Bryn. Do you want me? So that's a religion roll or a concentration roll?
Go ahead and give me a religion, or I can take either or.
Now, will religion be wisdom based, or
In this case, it'd be wisdom based.
okay? So, let's see. So you want to add 5 to this roll.
Sure.
$16. There's still a 24 in there, though.
Yeah, that's good enough. So you're able to focus on Bryn for a little bit, and you feel, or you can describe how the spell looks, I guess.
I just sort of put my hand on Bryn's shoulder and say to her, "May Arathis guide you in your actions," and that's it. Because I subdue the light, because we don't want light glowing in this place.
Cool. That will lead us to Bryn Wander. So, Bryn, you are locked out of the skill religion because Lilith used it. as well as tactics because he used the last round.
Okay, does the guidance help me at all, or no?
It provides a
1d4.
If I want it, or
you can use this dice once,
whenever?
and you can decide after you make the check.
Okay. Bryn is going to... They're still in the servants' quarters, right?
Sure.
So Bryn is going to look for, like, some keys, and try to sleight of hand to palm them without anybody really noticing.
Do it.
I'll go ahead and use that D4. Actually, can I use my inspiration to reroll?
You can do the inspiration too.
I will do the inspiration to reroll. Yeah, we'll keep that one.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to reach in for the keys and you can feel you like trip on air for a split second, but you're able to catch yourselves and take the keys without being noticed. Phillip, you're locked out of sight of the hand. Whoop-de-doo. And athletics.
Okay, so what Philip's gonna do is, in order for the group to be able to get out of the servants' quarters, that's what you said we were, right? He will... Okay, what he's gonna do is he's going to find a crack in the wall where he knows that mice or rats would be coming out of. What he's going to do is use the... Well, he will see one kind of just scuttling through around the floor right now, and he's going to actually bend down to it and use the spell Animal Friendship on it in order to try and convince it to get its companions to kind of like come out of their hole, go down the hallway, and kind of scare the guards or maids or anyone that's coming towards the servants' headquarters so that we can all leave. And that will be animal handling.
Cool. As a note, I am changing this from last arc. You will expend the spell slot to do this skill if you choose to.
That's fine.
Go ahead and roll your animal handling.
Yes.
Yeah, that will do it. So you sort of, I don't want to say. I mean, since it's magic, go ahead and describe that.
Sure. So the way it happens is, Phillip starts to approach the mouse, sees that it starts to go away, but then you see the rose that's on his armor flash for a split second, and you hear him call out, "Wait, my friend," and then the mouse stops. He kind of walks up to the mouse, gets on his spores, because, the mouse is tiny as heck, speaks to it and says, "My friend, would you be able to gather your companions and do a little scaring of the inhabitants of this place?" And everyone kind of sees the mouse do just a little nod, goes into the hole, and then a couple of seconds later you just see like a whole mass of mice just going down the hallway and scaring the crap out of people.
Yeah, so you cause a little bit of a distraction, which I guess will allow Narroth the time to get off his bum. Narroth, you're locked out of animal handling and stealth.
Did you want me to go?
Yeah, Zarrius, you are locked out of animal handling and perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, perfect. Sorry, that's my fault.
Oh, good. So with the distraction, I take it that we're able to scoot a little bit farther forward in at least the room, if not get out of the room.
Yeah, I mean, you can create the scenario.
Sure. So what I'd like to do is there's probably a decent sized room before at least the dining hall per se. I take it the servants were probably like preparing a meal or something like that. Then they would have like a preparation room and then a room for the king to dine. So what I would like to do as we are entering the next room is use acrobatics. Well, let me just describe what I'm going to do first. I would like to kind of jump, roll into some place where I can get some sort of cover in preparation for what I might be experiencing in this room. So I'd like to like roll underneath a table, and I'd like to use acrobatics to do that.
Sounds good to me. Go ahead and tumble. That is success.
Sweet.
Welcome to the first skills challenge of the arc. It's an easy one.
I was so close.
So yeah, you were so close. You're able to tumble underneath, and so you recognize the people who are like the head of the people in charge, and so you do notice that this is a staging area for all the food. So this is, the servants have to eat, the guests have to eat. But you do notice that there does appear to be a meal that seems to be a little more prioritized. The plate's a little nicer. The food is you have nicer cuts of meat, something like that. And you can see a servant take it and walk it out in a random direction. Not a random direction, in a direction. And you can if you want, you can hand signal to your party
Yeah, I'd want to point out the fancy plate and the probably nicer dressed servant.
Yeah.
That is handling nice food.
Mm-hmm. That leads us to Narroth, finally. Acrobatics and stealth is what you're locked out of.
All right. At this point, Narroth is going to grab or notice the clothing that the servants are wearing all around there. Perhaps grabbing a spare cloak off of a rack somewhere. He's going to, with the benefit of an alter self spell, he's going to try to blend in as a servant and try to keep a tail on the person that Zarrius has indicated. He's not going to be very close, but he's going to try to, walk a little farther back. And I'd like to use a deception check.
I'll take it. I'll also make sure you marked off the spell as well.
Will do.
Do you have inspiration still?
I do. I'd like to use it.
Okay. Feel free for the reroll. Cool, much better. Go ahead and describe this persona for me, please.
Perfect. So this is going to be probably based on someone I've seen earlier, just walking, or one of the servants running away from the servants' quarters that we were in before. He's going to be a blue-skinned tiefling, who's going to be a little bit on the younger side, and Narroth is going to go ahead and grab some sort of plate from the kitchens, and kind of follow in line with the other cook person.
Sure. Yeah, you're able to do that quite effectively. Lilith, we are 2 away from achieving victory, so you want to make sure we're always going towards the objective. So keep that in mind. You're locked out of deception and religion. Lilith.
Alan.
Now,
Okay, there you are.
sorry. I was thinking. Now we are in the dining hall, correct? Or are we still in the kitchen?
Up to you.
Okay, so if all right, I'm gonna try something crazy here. Can I see the king?
If you want to.
Okay, so I see the king sitting at the table. How far away from him am I?
How far do you want to be?
Hold on. I think it's 60 feet. Yeah, it's 60 feet.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to pull a Narroth. I'm going to.
I hope by this you fail rolls you should obviously be good at.
I am going to dominate him, or attempt to.
I'm going to raise the DC on this, but go ahead if you want to.
Okay. What skill would it be?
I'll take a concentration check.
Okay. Because it's a spell cast, can I use wisdom instead of constitution?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. Hold on. I'm having computer malfunctions here.
What would we need to add to it if we need to add anything?
Well, hold on. I'm having a computer malfunction for a second. It's being a pain in my butt. All right, so you need to add 3 to this.
Hey, 21.
At this point, you can cast the spell, and then he is going to use one of those,
Son of a bitch.
and he's going to stand up, and I think he's going to notice you guys at this point. And I think Bryn needs to take an action to sort of basically close off this room from the guards or something to that effect. I think that's the only thing left in this objective. That
Is
makes
to
sense.
seal it?
Basically.
Okay.
Too bad I'm not up next. I would know exactly what to do.
This is a lot harder than just doing what I need to do. Okay, hold on. So, using the keys that Bryn has, she's first going to lock the door. I'm assuming we're all in the room basically at this point.
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
She's going to lock the door, and then she's going to use perception to try to find big, heavy objects that she can point Phillip at to seal it off.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, I do, because of the eyes of the eagle, I have advantage on perception checks.
This would apply.
Because of my cool shades.
And that is a success. At that point, I imagine that Phillip is immediately like grabbing probably part of the table at this point and just kind of like throwing it against the thing.
Yep.
And we
did it.
see the king sitting down at his dining room table, or chair, I guess. You do notice that he does appear to have a sword leaning up next to his chair as well. You guys get a moment. Do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I'm going to. I assume we're going into combat.
That's up to you. I mean, you can choose to talk.
Well, the first thing.
Well, Narth is going to activate his stone skin ring.
Yeah, and I'm going to invoke duplicity.
He doesn't appear to be bothered by any of it. If you guys are just going to take combat
No.
actions, all right,
No.
go ahead.
Bryn will push Zarrius forward.
Great. Okay.
Invoke Asmodeus.
Well, this happens though. Phillip. I don't know how I forgot his name. Phillip is actually going to cast Aid twice, so everyone gets a little boost to their HP just in case.
That's 5 hit points.
Well, he's going to cast it as a 4th level spell, so 15.
Oh, damn.
I am going to climb up on the table, and since I'd probably be about the same eye level at that point, and look at him dead in the eye and say, "You're killing innocent children. What do you have to say for yourself?"
Sorry, who are you?
I am Zarrius, servant of under Obad-hai, hero of the Shadow Fell, here to avenge those children that you've murdered.
You are an Avenger?
We are here to stop your wicked ways.
Oh, and who are you to decide what is wicked?
I mean, sometimes it's pretty obvious.
She does have a point.
Phillip just laughs.
I don't care for this. What do you want?
If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
We
I don't even know what that means.
want you to give yourself up and come with us.
I'm
Or
going
else.
to warn you. I'm going to say no. But I need you to think really long and hard about what you're trying to do.
We've spent days and weeks thinking about this, and we have made our decision.
Yeah, you're pretty much fucked.
Me? You don't even understand what's going on here.
And what's that?
He sort of stands up at his full height. See, you can't kill me.
Oh, I didn't plan on killing you. I'm just gonna make you disappear for a while.
He sort of cracks his neck. I'm gonna give you one chance. You are going to back down. You are going to surrender, and you are going to leave.
At this point, Phillip just says, "Ha! You make me laugh. You do not deserve to be king. No king would murder innocent children who have had no time to live in this world. All life is sacred. You should embrace diversity. Why do you wish to just kill the young children? You should not be king."
You should be happy I killed them while they're young instead of letting them grow older and to die.
Narroth shakes his head and looks to the party. Now I'm confused. Did we come here to talk, or did we come here to fight?
Well, if he came here to fight, he takes his sword out in one fluid motion, and pretty quickly he seems to run over to Phillip without even you guys having a chance to react, and pierces Phillip through his plate armor, the sword treating it like butter, and Phillip falls to the ground, seemingly unconscious.
Oh, damn.
And with that, I say,
damn.
Narroth, now.
Oh,
That
with
we roll
that,
for-
I say, "Oh shit,
My leg.
my leg."
It is but a flesh wound.
Was that the 1 or the 3?
Who knows at this point. All right. Are we doing initiative?
Yeah, I'm trying to get all of the character sheets up. This is where it's going to be interesting. So I had computer problems, so this map is not necessarily the most in detailed. So just picture that there's tables there, but for the sake of this, we're not going to stress about details.
I like how I roll a 1 and I'm still 5 above Narroth.
Should I still roll for Phillip or?
No, you don't roll for Phillip.
No, Phillip's dead,
Okay.
yo.
No, you're gonna come save the day. I think, hopefully.
Shh.
All right. So that means that, are we still under the effects of aid?
Yes, but I would say, how long does a stone skin ring stay up for?
What was that?
How long does stone skin ring stay up for?
I don't think we negotiated that in the...
Whatever the
Magic
spell
item?
was.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Thank you. We got everyone?
No. 16.
Cool, give me 1 second.
Up to 1 hour.
Okay, so that's up. Let me just do a couple things. So Phillip, or the king, is currently here. As his appearance coalesces, you do notice that it appears like his armor is coming from him, and it's the magic around him seems to be glowing red, much like the color of blood. And with that, we're going to put on some better music.
Don't forget, I invoke duplicity, Chris. It's already up.
I can't I paste your token. There we go. So go ahead and place yourself on the map, with the exception of Phillip. I would imagine Zarrius is there, but everyone else can sort of use the room.
No, that's fine. He was right in front of me. I was standing on the table in front of him.
And I'm going to assume Zarrius has a higher dex.
I have 18.
Yeah, you have a higher dex.
I rolled a nat 1, so you can put me after Narroth.
Just don't roll in that one on your attacks, please.
I have a lot of them, so even if I do.
I
got one I can throw you too, so.
Yeah, let's Zarrius, go ahead and start us off. A note to my players, we are running kind of late, so let's keep the tempo going as much as we can.
Yes. Okay. Bonus action, casting Shillelagh on my staff. Staff kind of grows a bluish green tint, and then it looks back to normal, and it is turned into a magical club. Magical staff. I will throw my whip in his general direction.
He resists.
Perfect. And I will run up to him from here. I will run to this side of him and try to attack him with Shillelagh.
Go ahead and roll.
And I will have advantage. Does a 22 hit?
Yes, 22 will hit, but you feel this. You are going to take 25 cold damage.
No, he takes 12.
Okay, 12 cold damage. You're right.
Because it's the amount of damage up to 25.
Okay.
Oh,
True.
okay.
I was
Okay.
reading it as you were saying that. So you take 12 cold damage.
Okay, thank you. And
Yeah, Katrina used to use that all the time.
okay, and I would like to try a stunning strike.
Cool. He resists.
Perfect. And then I will try to attack with Shillelagh again. That will miss. Oh no, it's a 23, so I
Yeah.
take it that'll hit.
Yeah,
So I
that'll
take
hit.
another
That's
11.
nice. Another 11 damage.
Yes. Math.
And he only has 2 points of the.
2 points left in terms
Yep.
of. Yes.
Cool. He is going to legendary action. Swing at you.
Okay.
It probably misses up.
That will miss. Yep.
Cool. But it is his turn. And
Who said I
first-
was done?
Oh, are you not done? Go ahead.
I'm just going to stay there. Yeah, never mind. I'm done.
Okay.
Sorry.
He's going to look at you, and he's going to bonus action too. Do one of these things. So go ahead and roll an
I'm sorry. Say roll what?
roll an insight check.
Okay.
Ow.
Shit. With that roll, I'm the only one that could insight him.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Then
Sorry, what was
never
that?
mind.
Huh? What'd you say?
I thought it was a mark. Wisdom.
He
Excuse me.
regardless attempts to attack you 3 times.
I understand.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
All 3 of those will hit. But the second one isn't a crit because he doesn't have advantage unless
That's
he
fine.
randomly has advantage.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. May I react to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Impenetrable iron tortoiseshell on
That's a good
myself?
plan. Good.
Okay, so I will pull out my calculator for this.
Okay, so he is going. Let's go do descriptors first. He is going to take out his sword, and he basically does. He almost treats his great sword like the weight of a long sword. It's just a simple slash, 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 and it moves so quickly that you are unable to fully understand the weight of it. Basically, you misguided how fast he was able to swing such a sword.
Okay, and just clarification for damage. So the first one's 25 plus 3. Second one is what? 27 plus 2?
Correct.
Okay. And then 33. Okay.
Okay, Yvette is going to pick up Phillip, and you see a door appear right next to her, and she teleports right on the other side of the room with Phillip. And that'll be her action.
Good luck, Lilith.
No, that's not why I was saying shit.
Oh.
I was gonna bring him back.
Can you bring a dead person back in the middle of combat?
Yes, I can.
Well, we'll see.
Motherfucking Revivify is a bitch.
Is it an action?
It is.
No. Well, we'll worry about that later. At this point, next to Zarrius, feels the staff kind of rumbling, and he finds himself very confused, and he almost appears to drop his staff for a split second. Welcome, Astor.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Huh.
Would you like to describe your character? Well, describe your appearance, I guess, would like you appearing into the room. You're probably holding a sword or a stone, and Dav is probably right behind you, very confused.
I mean, he's probably extremely confused too, but I mean, you don't really see or hear anything odd. It's just Zarrius' staff rumbles, the stone flashes for a split second, and then you kind of just see Astor appear out of seemingly thin air behind Zarrius. And of course, he and Dav are very confused. He gets a quick survey of the room, sees this imposing dude right in the middle, and he says, "Oh, I guess this is where we're at." And he bids to Dav so that he can equip his shield and longsword and prepares for combat.
Anything else?
Well, I guess I'll actually take my turn, I suppose.
Yep.
So he's gonna, as a bonus action, cast Blade Song. The way it looks is he kind of just, he waves his sword and a green light goes around it. So that's gonna give me a nice little AC boost. He's gonna move over here, and he's going to attack twice with his longsword.
Go ahead and roll.
Mm-hmm. He will add a 4th level Divine Smite.
Okay, you also take 2 damage, but we'll worry about that later.
That's right. Smite that bitch.
Yeesh. And he's also going to add his defensive flourish as well, being a bard of the College of Swords.
Okay.
Ugh. Something's better than nothing, I guess. And then he's going to attack a second time. Wow. And he will add a second level 4 Divine Smite.
Jeez.
Okay. Oh well, damage is damage.
Yeah, it all helps.
Yes, it does.
Alan,
is
check
going
Discord. Go ahead.
He is going to legendary action. He's going to cast a spell. And then that'll lead us to Lilith.
Okay, so as a bonus action, Lilith's duplicate is going to extend her hand towards Zarrius and say, "May the power of Arathis shield you," and cast Shield of Faith on him, increasing his AC by 2. And then as a regular action, she is going to reach out and touch Astor and say, "Welcome back, friend," and cast Death Ward on him.
Oh boy.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
No. As a move action, just gonna move there.
Okay, he is going to legendary action at this point. He can teleport up to 30 feet and make a melee attack, which he's going to do right now. And he's going to make
Come
a melee
on.
attack at Narroth.
I'm gonna melee attack a guy in a $3,000 suit. Come on.
That'll hit.
Ouch.
This is considered a magical weapon.
Ah.
Ouch.
And that will be his thing. So Narroth, go ahead.
Wait, Narroth is going to use his reaction. Before it's my turn, Narroth is going to use his reaction and use his watery defense ability. I'm going to reduce my damage by the amount equal to my sorcery level plus charisma score, and move 30 feet away without provoking attack of opportunity.
Okay,
So
can
you see
actually,
Narroth-
actually read me that description?
Sure. You gain the ability to defend yourself by momentarily assuming a watery form. As a reaction, when you are hit by an attack and take bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage from it, you can reduce that damage by an amount equal to your sorcerer level plus your charisma score, and then you can move up to 30 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. Once you use this special reaction, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
He has the Sentinel feats.
It's a teleport.
Sounds like you're moving 30 feet. But it's fine for now.
Okay.
Go ahead. That'll be your reaction. Go ahead and start your turn.
Perfect. My reaction allows me to move 30 feet also, so he's going to move there as part of his reaction.
Got it.
Now, on his turn, Narroth is going to look towards Zarrius and Astor and say, well, good luck. And he's going to reach a hand out to both of them and twin cast a Protect Against Element spell. And you can see that these two party members grow almost a second skin that is basically a sheen that looks like blue dragon scales, and they're protected from lightning damage.
Resistance?
Yes. Resistance to lightning damage.
Got it. Is that the end of your turn?
Nope. Narroth is also going to use his bonus action to cast Stone Aegis on Astor. Astor, along with the kind of black scales, you're also going to find that your armor gets a little dusty, almost as it's made of stone. I can private message you the effects if we're short on time. And Narroth is also going to run away.
Go ahead and message me or put the description in the chat.
Perfect, we'll do.
Okay.
As a note, the Sentinel feat would not have stopped that. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, it's my turn. Okay, so Bryn's probably going through an emotional roller coaster right now, seeing Phillip die and then Astor return, and how quick this guy is. But she will be able to zero in now that she's gotten the lay of the battlefield so far. Did you cast that mirror image thing, by the way, Chris?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so he has 4 dudes around him?
Yes.
Okay. So Bryn is going to take out her rifle and attempt to shoot him.
I'm going to roll the 1d20 for you.
Okay.
First shot.
Shot number 1. I think that hits. That hits him, too.
Yes, that will hit him. But he is going to deflect it.
Okay. So no damage?
We will see. Yeah. And then he is going to direct it towards you.
Okay.
Fuck.
He has disadvantage. But both of those will hit. Okay.
Damage on that thing?
Huh? What's
the damage on your...
On my rifle?
Yeah.
2d10. Even. That's it.
Take 11 damage.
Okay, 11 damage.
And now I'll use his reaction.
Okay. Will then pull out her pistol and fire 2 more times. I'll use advantage on the second one with grit.
Okay. Both of them miss.
They both miss?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna re-roll I'm feeling a little bit lucky though, so I'm gonna re-roll the last one.
Sure.
You want me to describe it?
See if you hit first, and then
okay.
Describe it. You miss.
We're back to my old ways of rage DPS.
And you misfired.
Yes, I did misfire.
Go ahead and describe that for me.
What, the misfire?
The whole scenario.
I mean, she misses a bunch, and then her gun breaks. Right. You kind of see her, like, for the misfire specifically, she'll pull the trigger, and you see the flash come out of the backside of the gun, not the actual barrel of the gun. And then she says something along the lines of, shit.
Okay, that's a fair.
Yeah.
Fair thing.
I'm done.
Zarrius.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do is say come at me, and I will charge up to him and kind of I'd like to be able to like dance around him a little bit in terms of maybe acrobatics or something, and try and confuse him in any way, shape, or form that I possibly can, and attack him with Shillelagh.
I'm going to say that's not going to work. Not in this case.
Shillelagh is going to work, though.
Shillelagh may work.
Well, yes, may work.
Shillelagh will miss.
I see.
Go ahead and move your token up too.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. I'm sorry. I would probably just move here. And then I'll attack him with Shillelagh again. I take it that'll hit.
But yeah.
And then I'm going to try punching him.
Okay. No, I'll miss.
And then I'll say, even though I missed, you're gonna need to come and get me. And I'm gonna run away.
Cool. Yeah, he used his reaction.
And I'll move back there. And that will end my turn.
Okay. With his speed of 40, he's going to move right up next to Bryn.
Hiya.
And he's going to attempt to feint you. So go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Okay.
God. All right. We're going to still attack you.
That's fine. On your turn, reactions reset. Okay, hold on. The second and third will hit. The first does not.
Okay.
I'm going to use a reaction to do this. So Bryn is going to, with her free hand, hold out some finger guns and cast this. Doesn't hit.
Pew, pew.
Pew pew.
Pew.
Okay, I'll total up the damage.
Okay. And then he's going to spend he's ending his turn. He's going to spend a legendary action to teleport to Narroth and then swing.
Holy shit.
Oh my.
We might have bit off more we could chew there, boys.
That'll hit, but only just this once.
Okay. And that'll be his legendary action. Yvette pulls Phillip out the door. Or, I guess the better thing does is she tries to get over all the crap that's blocking it, sees an opening, and then is able to cast a spell to get out because there's things blocking it.
Narroth is bloodied.
Astor.
No, Bryn is bloodied.
Well. Alright, so this is what's gonna happen. Astor's gonna move over this way. And as he's moving, though, he's going to cast Healing Word as a bonus action on Narroth as a 3rd level spell.
This is mildly important. Did you land here and then move, or did you cast it? Where did you cast the spell?
I mean, on my way over, so maybe like around here.
Sure.
Before I get in his range.
Sounds good to me.
Heal up 10. And then
And
I'm
you
gonna...
Hey, Chris, you have me in the wrong initiative order. I rolled a 16. Remember, I have advantage on my initiatives. I rolled a 16 and a 10.
Okay, we'll keep you at this initiative for this particular time,
Round.
and then we'll move you up to 16.
Okay.
Well, anyway, Astor's just gonna swing at this guy twice, using Narroth as a distraction, kinda. Anyways, attack twice. Well, and I'll use a 2nd level smite, as well as another defensive flourish. And then a second attack. Is that hit or miss?
Don't miss.
Damn. Okay. So that will be the end of his turn.
Okay. Lilith, go ahead.
Okay, real quick question. What kind of an action would it be for me to throw my pistol to Bryn?
I mean, ideally you can walk it up and hand it to her as a bonus action. But if you want to be mechanically cool, you know, you can just toss it as a bonus action, I guess. And hope the safety is on.
Okay. So, as a bonus action, I draw my pistol, seeing Bryn's jam, and I throw it to her. And then I turn to, as a move action, I move. Actually, well, yeah, I'm going to walk up to her anyway. So I hand it to her as a bonus action. Then I touch her as a regular action, as blue light envelops her, and I cast this as a 3rd level spell.
Thank you.
Oh, and my pistol is only 4 shots before it has to be reloaded.
Okay, can you send me the damage stats on Discord?
Yeah, sure.
I think he's going to. So, thank you for your honesty, John. Protection from energy does go away. But I think he's going to use a legendary action to cast a cantrip. So this cantrip is Green Flame Blade, so he's going to make his attack first. Without the power attack. Does that hit Astor?
Nope.
Alright, well, that's his legendary action. Narroth.
All right. At this point, Narroth is getting a little, well, no, very, very scared. Narroth is going to basically put his hands in the air and kind of wave them around.
Like you just don't care.
Actually, you know what? I just changed my mind. Narroth is going to disengage.
Okay. I'm sorry, he has the Sentinel feat.
Man.
So
Well,
he won't get an attack.
Yep, I'm gonna leave anyway. So disengage and try to leave. Do you want to roll your attack now and see where I die? Oh, that misses!
Wow.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh!
not dead.
That was amazing, actually.
Narroth is gonna run away. That's it.
Okay.
Wow.
That's fair. He's going to legendary action, move right here, and he is going to take a swing at Narroth, again casting Green Flame Blade.
So this is all of his legendary actions then.
For this round, yeah.
I would like to react to that.
So, Bryn is going to take 9 fire damage, but
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Narroth is going to take the swing, which is 16 plus 25 fire. So the fire's cut in half.
I would like to impenetrable
Narroth.
iron tortoise shell Narroth.
Do it.
What does that do?
Hopefully,
You
keeps
do
it close.
Some stone comes up and deflects some of the fire and slashing damage that you have taken, and 18 of that is taken away. So, what, 25 and a half would be, is it 12 or is it 13?
Plus,
we round-
plus, don't you take half fire damage anyway?
Oh, yes.
I do.
It'd be 12 or 13 for that.
Okay. Narroth is also going to use his reaction to do absorb energy.
Well, hold on a second. If you're naturally resistant to fire, that's halved, and then his impenetrable iron tortoise shell takes the rest of it away.
It does all. It also does the slashing damage, though, right?
Yeah,
And
so
the
this,
lightning is.
and so the 16 plus whatever half of fire.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Yeah.
16,
He's also going to
16,
do absorb elements on some of the fire damage.
Yes, as of now, I believe we have still 10 points of damage left over.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I am very, very, very bloodied. Chris can see exactly how bloodied I am.
Oh god, so close.
There's
So
not even a
close.
sliver on your health bar.
There isn't.
Looks
It's all right.
empty to
I
me.
got you.
So that will be his. So, yeah. So you see him sort of move forward, and briefly his sword wraps in green flame, and he just takes a whack out of Narroth, and the flame jumps to Bryn. But Narroth is barely clinging to life.
I forgot to ask this, but does he provoke attack of opportunity from Astor?
No,
No.
he doesn't. He teleports.
Oh, okay.
And that will be his turn. Bryn wanders.
All right, Bryn Wanders will take her rifle out and point it at him. Very difficult for her to do, and hopefully actually hit with this. Survey says
Pretty sure that's
20
a
misses.
pretty sure that's not it. All right, too close range for a rifle. I guess we'll switch to pistols. Specifically Lilith's pistols. 2 hits. First one will have advantage.
And it is a magical pistol, just so you know, Chris.
Lilith's totally rad pistol. That hits.
All right, and the second one.
That also hits.
Hey, that's rad.
Cool.
I'm not going to move or anything because he's just going to smack me if I do that.
Okay. Zarrius.
I'm going to move up behind him. And hit him with Shillelagh. And that hits.
Alright.
And another Shillelagh. That will miss. And as a bonus action, I will dodge.
Cool. Go ahead and describe all that to me.
Okay, so what's going to happen is that when I will take a stab with the pointy end of my staff at the said king, and what'll happen is that the first one will hit him squarely in the back, and then the second one, I kind of lose my balance a little bit, and it just goes off to the side just a tad, and then I get in a meditative state almost and get ready to quote unquote dodge.
Okay. And it'll be his turn. He's going to turn to Bryn, who's shooting weird weapons at him. point blank.
Many weapons.
And we are going to
He has
feint.
disadvantage.
He is going to feint.
Oh.
Yikes.
So he is attacking normally for this first attack, and then we'll work it out after that.
Okay. No. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Quick question for Alan.
Yes.
Can I use guidance to make his attacks weaker, or no?
No.
Okay.
It's
Just make me better.
yeah, it's just ability checks, bud.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll take that. Give me a sec.
57.
Bryn's bloodied again.
And then I think he is going to legendary action to cantrip. I think he's going to beat up Narroth.
Son of a gun.
It's a good choice.
But hey, he doesn't have advantage.
Narroth dies.
Now, why do you have to go do that?
Look at the rolls!
Bryn is going to take 20 fire damage and
Still alive.
15. You can math, Narroth. How much are you in the negative?
Well,
So dead in the negative.
Is he dead or just unconscious?
29 plus 12 is...
Why 29 plus 12?
Oh, he didn't actually crit. Oh, never mind.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, it was just 13 plus 12, so 25 total.
Still,
Okay.
still should get you to the
So I'm
negative.
24 in the negative.
Okay, that's not
You
too
had
bad.
one hit point.
Is he actually dead or is he just unconscious?
What's your negative bloodied value?
35?
Yeah,
No,
you're fine.
39?
You had one hit
Wow.
point.
It's okay. Lilith is going to come save you. I hope.
Here's hoping.
Say Bryn.
Is Bryn's still up?
Barely.
Okay.
Screw you, Bryn!
This is
No.
going to be MVP round for Lilith right here.
We're looking for
Alright.
some Mercy Ultimate
Alright.
here.
You ready?
Don't jinx yourself, please.
Okay. As a move action, I move here. I cast Cure Wounds at 4th level on Narroth.
Now, do I heal from what I
Heal
was
from
negative?
0.
Okay,
0.
that's better.
Oh.
Not bad.
Then, as a bonus action, a healing word at 2nd level on Bryn.
Yes.
And 5, 10, 15, 20. And then as the rest of my move action, I go there.
Okay. Well, he doesn't like what you did. So he is going to legendary action and teleport right here. And he's going to just take a swing. This one.
He missed.
That would be his legendary action.
And as he swings and I knock it away with my shield, I say, "Come at me, bro."
You shouldn't say that. You vet's out of the combat.
Come at me,
Astor.
dickhead.
Alright. Well, Astor hears Lilith say that. Hold on. Well, what's gonna happen is He's going to move over here and then flank with Misty Step because he just couldn't reach. And then he's going to attack twice with his longsword. Oof. Second attack. Oh, hey.
Hey, that's a crit, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to add on a 3rd level Divine Smite as well.
And that's all doubled. Huh.
Can we, real quick, you walked here and then you shifted to here? Is that correct?
Yeah, because I would only be able to reach this bar with 40 feet of movement.
Cool. Well, he has the Mage Slayer feat, so he's going to take an attack at you for its reaction.
Why?
He wasn't close enough.
Because I pinged here and you said yes.
No,
Is that
no, no,
correct?
no. I was like here or here when I used Misty Step.
Yeah, because
Okay,
you
that-
can only move like 30 feet.
You can move 40. That just wasn't clear. Okay.
Oh,
I
sorry.
pinged it and you said yeah, so I misunderstood your intention.
Yeah, sorry, no, that's not what happened. Anyways, let me add the Divine Smite before I forget. And then, just in case, he's gonna add on one last defensive flourish.
So that's
Yeah.
22 plus 38 plus 2.
Yeah, I got it. He's bloody now.
And at this point, Astor's gonna say, well, he's going to use his shield hand, which is technically not holding up a shield, do kind of like a taunting maneuver with his hand and say, come at me, bro.
Okay.
But which bro do I come at?
Shut up.
At this point, he's going to take his last legendary action and move back here and swing at
Oh.
Narroth.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Hey,
Same green flame blade.
Well, I tried.
That's the wrong macro. Ignore that one.
oh really? Do I have to? It was a 13. Come on.
Why is that the wrong macro? It's the same macro.
No,
Yeah, that is
the first one's a power attack. The second one's not.
Oh,
So,
okay.
27. Sorry about that. He didn't get all the bonuses, so. And then
27.
Bryn will take 6 damage,
6?
or
Okay.
fire damage, so 6.
Narroth is going to absorb elements again.
Narroth
Yeesh.
is gonna cry.
And that'll be his last legendary action for this round. Bryn.
Oh, Narroth didn't
Wait.
get his turn?
Don't I get a turn?
Yeah, it's
You're
Narroth's
right.
turn.
Go ahead, Narroth.
All right. Well, at this point, Narroth is kind of not feeling so hot. Narroth is going to actually hold his action until there is a time when the boss guy moves.
Okay.
My
And
turn?
that's it.
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. You have to go back through and see where we hit him and stuff.
No, I think Mirror Image is going to go on now officially.
Yeah,
Because,
it was his screw up.
Well,
so Mirror Image is up.
technically,
Wait,
if we
but-
have enough hits, but whatever.
And was he rolling? Does he need to roll concentration for this?
Concentrate or Mirror Image is not a concentration spell.
Oh, I see.
So Mirror Image is up now. Bryn,
Okay.
go ahead.
Well, if we're lucky, I'll get rid of them all right now.
Okay.
She's gonna use her lever action 2 times. Pow.
I'll miss.
Pow.
Oh wait, let me roll the thing. So the first one will hit him. The second one will also hit him. I don't know why I rolled 3 times.
Desperation.
Just amusement, I guess.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. So how many mirror images still exist? 3, right? Or none? Or
Yeah,
all of
all
them? Oh yeah,
3
because Bryn has
technically.
actually hit them all, or hit him every time she's hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 2 attacks with the lever action. I'm going to action surge, and then fire twice with Lilith's totally rad pistol. So she'll holster the rifle on her back, and then take out the pistol. Miss. Maybe hit.
Okay. Well, the second one will miss, but the first one destroys the duplicate.
Wait, what?
The first one destroys the duplicate.
Okay.
The second one will hit the real one, but miss him.
Okay. I
That
see
make
what you're
sense?
saying. Yeah.
So how does that look like?
Bryn is
Why
shooting
don't-
as much as possible at anything she can see.
And I think at this point, when the mirror image goes away, it turns into like a bloody type substance, and it gets reabsorbed back into his body.
Ew.
Ew. So we've gotten rid of one of the 3 mirror images?
That is correct.
Okay. For my last action, a bonus action, I'm going to attempt to clear the misfire on my pistol. So
Do it.
the way this works is Bryn has just fired with Lilith's pistol. She's going to flip that around, throw it in the air, draw her own pistol, and then catch Lilith's in her holster, and then attempt to fix this jam. Yep,
I'll do it. Barely.
barely, but it's enough.
What
What do I do with all these guns? Yeah.
Okay, Zarrius.
Okay, I would like to run up behind him and try to hit him with Shillelagh.
Okay.
First attack,
Valid.
second attack,
I'll hit.
Do the mirror images.
yeah, to the mirror
Oh,
images.
Shoot.
sorry.
That's my fault. First one.
Hit
You
Sam.
hit him. Second one. You hit
Hit
him.
him.
Okay.
This is just
Uh,
the confuse everybody spell and not actually do anything.
And as a bonus action, I will dodge.
Okay. End of your turn?
Yes.
It's gonna be his turn. He is going to spread the love, I think. He is going to take his first attack at Narroth.
That's spreading the love?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Narroth has gotten all the love at this point.
Oh hey.
Wait, it's in the single digits. It doesn't hit.
It's a nat 1.
It's a nat 1.
Second attack is going to hit Bryn, or try to.
Mm-mm. He has disadvantage.
And last attack, he's going to attempt to feint Zarrius and roll in for a third hit. Go ahead and give me insight. Maybe he'll actually succeed. Hey.
Oh.
So
Wow.
he has advantage on this one, which means it cancels out your.
Yes, it cancels out the dodge.
Wow.
That'll hit.
It's got a
And-
plus 18 modifier. God.
And I am down.
Wait, Zarrius, don't forget you have the Stone Aegis. Oh no, that's Astor.
Astor has it.
Never mind.
I'm down.
And then he is going to end his turn, legendary action, and do green flame blade on Narroth again.
Sigh.
I don't know if I like this NPC character sheet. Hey, that might miss.
Missed.
That missed. Oh!
Huzzah.
I spit my blood in his general direction.
Yeah, eat this.
Let me just cast this and see if it still jumps. It does not. Okay, cool. Now it'll be his turn. Lilith.
Okay. As a bonus action, my duplicate moves. As a regular action, I'm going to use one of my last few spells. Hold on, I gotta see what levels I have left. Okay, I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds at 3rd level on Narroth, because it seems like he's concentrating on Narroth. Son of a bitch, I keep rolling shitty on them.
Do you have the non-1 rolls?
No.
Healing.
Okay. Just wondering.
That's cool.
That's just me.
And then as a free action, I'm going to take out my rod, and it's going to be a flaming sword.
Cool.
And as a move action, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Cool. He is going to take a legendary action, move here, and attempt to attack.
I take my
Narroth
turn.
again. Okay.
Oh, shoot. He moved on the other side. Okay.
Do you want to take your turn?
If I say no, can I take it if he moves again?
If he moves again, yes.
Okay, then no.
Same deal, green flame blade. And then Bryn will take 17.
I
half
noticed it does say the second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier.
Sorry, yeah. So that is at level 1. So since he's doing it at a higher level, it's 2d8 plus a spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have changed the descriptor. But that part, the damage has been correct.
Okay, that's fine. Just making sure.
Who does the second damage go to?
Me.
So the 17 goes to Bryn. Narroth takes whatever, the 15 plus 19 fire.
Okay.
And that'll be his legendary action.
Oh, shoot. I forgot frickin' Zarrius went down. My bad, Zarrius.
All good.
Where
I'm
are
at
you
0.
at now?
I'm at 0.
Narroth?
I think I'm out. I'm doing the math now.
Okay. Astor, go ahead.
Well, where I place myself would depend whether or not Narroth is out.
I'm out.
Dang it. And this Lilith over here does not provoke, does not
It's not,
allow for flanking, right?
Right.
Only if it's
Okay.
me.
Well, Astor is going to come over here. And as he's going over there, he says, "Come now, I challenge you to a duel and you left. How rude." And he's going to attack twice.
Okay.
Ah,
Nice.
I will do Savage Attacker reroll real quick.
Shoot. Okay, I'm ready.
And then he's going to add his last 4th level Divine Smite. Oh, brick.
Awesome. And that was a crit.
And that was the first attack. So this will be the second one. Not a crit, but
I'll hit them.
cool. And I'm just going to do that as a regular first level Divine Smite.
Nice. You did close to 100 points of damage to him, bud.
Well, kind of.
Still a good chunk.
Does it look like he's taking any extra damage from the Radiant?
No. In fact,
I
it looks like
asked.
he's taking less damage from the Radiant.
Son of a
Jeez.
bitch.
Anything else? Oh, that's true.
Sorry.
Yeah, your first attack would have hit the,
Son of a
Oh.
bitch.
and the second attack would have also hit the clone. So his clone.
No, there was only one left.
There was 2.
There was 2.
No,
I was
there was
keeping
3.
track.
Sorry.
I'm done.
We're going to assume that was the HP. That might be. Yes.
So then,
Okay.
if he knew he was going to hit the mirror image, can he take back the smite?
I'll allow it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
He's gonna take a swing at you with his last legendary action.
Miss.
And then he does this. He says, "See what you can get from the death you can cause. See what it can get you." And he spits on Narroth. Narroth, go ahead
That's
and
not
roll your
nice.
death saving throw. You're good. Bryn.
Yeah, Brent's going to move straight back.
Good plan.
All the way over here. And fire her 6-shooter that is now not misfired 3 times. 2 regular attacks, 1 bonus action.
Last one hits.
Cool.
Top of the round, Zarrius. Cool. You take. You're a monk, so 1d8 damage.
So roll 1d8.
Astor, he's gonna attempt to feint you. So go ahead and roll your insight check on Astor.
No way.
Good. That's 20.
I was close.
Cool. So all three attacks will have advantage on you.
I thought it's only the first attack.
It's all 3.
Well, 2 of them hit. The first 2.
Don't forget you have
28.
Shield of Faith, so.
Do I still have Stone Ages on me or no?
I'm gonna say that
Yeah.
one. That one. Narroth being down.
Okay.
Okay. So 28 plus 14, I guess.
Is it a concentration spell though?
It's a class feature. I'm gonna say it goes down when he went down.
Okay.
How much damage am I taking? I don't know which ones you need me
Oh,
to
I'm
take.
sorry. So you take 28 for the first attack, and you're taking 44 for the second attack.
Oh, you doubled his too. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what we do?
I thought you didn't do it for the enemies, but
I changed that.
I may be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Cool.
Either way,
And that'll be his turn. I think he's gonna move right here, and then that'll be his turn. Lilith.
All right. Lilith is gonna pull some shit out of her ass, and she's gonna do something really absolutely insane, and probably waste an action, but she's gotta try it. As soon as I roll it, you'll know what I'm doing. It does not work.
Sorry, boss.
Had to try. And with a bonus action, I'm going to healing word. Let's see here.
Not me. Unless he comes and murders me.
Third level ab.
The debates.
I don't know which one.
That's easy. You just twin spell. Oh, you're not a sorcerer. Never mind.
Sorcerers don't... Well, I guess sorcerers heal now, technically.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
they do.
true. They also die really quickly.
I guess I'll do it at Zarrius.
Get the monk in the
Good
game.
choice.
It's okay. I was
Have
just
a much higher AC than he does.
Rolling goddamn ones.
You can also provoke advantage, as long as the dude doesn't start teleporting again.
what a pain.
He's going to
Don't do it.
legendary action and swing at Astor.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Screw you.
And apparently, he has advantage because the feint is still up.
I guess.
He does, but we are going to let Astor go as my character sheet.
Wait, what?
We're gonna let you go
As an
take your
attack.
turn, 'cause
Oh,
roll
okay.
20 is
Weird.
acting silly.
I mean, if he crits and does more than 40 damage, I don't do jack squat.
Just do your turn. Kill it.
I'll try.
I also would react to you taking damage, so you should be fine.
Oh, I'll be okay then. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and swing twice with the long sword.
Roll 20 has officially failed me.
So 25 will hit, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Do you need me to roll up a mirror image for you or no?
Now he's out.
Oh.
He's unconscious.
No, I mean he's out of mirror image. I can't see the
Oh.
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Damage
Well-
is 10.
he's
well-
still up.
What I was gonna say is I will still add Divine Smite though.
Big
The
one.
the ones that I had to take back. So 4th level Divine Smite.
All ones. Let's see
Please.
it happen.
All 8, baby. All 8.
All ones.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'll take it. 2 2s and a 1. I'll take it. 10 more damage, Chris.
Yes.
Sorry, I missed one because it was supposed to be 5d8.
14 more damage, Chris.
So 10 slashing plus 14 divine.
And second attack.
Yeah, I will do a second attack. Nope.
Okay, I'm on my phone. What will happen?
So I did a 25 versus AC, did 10 plus a 14 divine smite because I did a 4th level divine smite. And my second attack was a nat 1.
Okay, he survives, and he will take an attack against you as soon as I load.
Yeah.
Can you calculate that total damage for me and cut the radiant by half?
17.
Thank you. And he'll take his legendary action at this point.
Yeah.
Guys wanted to fight the immortal king. I feel worse for Narroth, I think, because he was the least person who wanted to do this fight.
I got chat on the hardest.
That's what he gets for listening to us.
Yeah, next time I should just split the party. That always goes great.
Yeah.
Of course it does. Well, that misses.
Yeah.
Small victories.
Narroth's oh.
Screw you, man.
Well, damn. Well, a 20, dude.
Yeah, roll a 20.
I'm trying, man.
Close but no cigar.
Man.
Almost there.
It's okay.
I got
I'm on my
you
way.
this round. I got you this round.
Yeah.
And what is that?
That's a kill Astor hit.
That's
Oh,
a
God.
kill anyone hit.
Was that actually a swing at me? I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear Chris say anything.
Chris?
He's gone silent. We can
Okay.
only guess who gets murdered. Oh, he's back.
I pushed the push to talk on my laptop thinking it would work. Okay, so that was against Astor.
I was
Damn.
right. Astor
Sorry
is
for that.
dead.
I will react.
No, he's still up.
I will
Talking
react
at
to
the
that.
system. Good.
Penetrable iron tortoise shell.
From the floor. Roll it.
I'm up. Okay,
You're not
yes, from
standing.
the floor. Yes, I'm not standing.
He's
You are
still
correct.
you're still napping.
That's pretty epic, though. You just regain consciousness. Ah!
Describe that for me.
As I'm laying on the ground, I raise one fist and slam it down on the ground, and up comes shards of rock, deflecting some of his damage.
Cool. Good job, Bryn.
Okay. I have one shot left. Let's see if this will do it.
I'd be okay with the KS this time, please.
Nope.
Use grit.
I'm out of grit. That's okay. I can reload.
Okay.
I reload all lightning.
All lightning. Perfect.
All
Serious.
lightning. Oh, no. I get an extra
Oh.
attack.
Oh.
I got one more. Bonus
Good.
action. Here we go. Nope.
Misses.
Dang it.
Serious. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna take another swing at
That's fair. You should do this thing.
Damn it. Oh,
Oh, good. Serious.
I flank with Astor and I attack. Well, I probably would have to recast Shillelagh as a bonus action.
I don't think so. I don't think it's concentration.
Okay, cool. So I will not use that and go to Shillelagh and attack with Shillelagh. Twice.
Do it.
And
Oh god.
Both of those hit.
as
Yeah,
a bonus action, unarmored strike, give him a little punch.
Oh,
Please
come
kill
on.
it with a punch. Please do this.
Oh,
23?
oh 23. It does. Does that hit?
He's out.
Oh my gosh.
Just backhand him.
Ah!
Yes.
Slap.
So what happens is that my first 2 attacks, I do a double stomp on the ground with my staff, give him a stab, and then kind of pull back a little bit, and then swing upwards with the roots of my staff, and then as I'm following through, as I follow through with my staff, my head kind of follows in that same direction, and I hit him with my horns of my head, and that will be the little coup de grace as my horns kind of dig into his limp body.
Are we knocking him out?
Yes, knocking him out, non-lethal. That is,
Well,
yes.
supposedly
very
he
good.
can't die, so
Yes, supposedly he can't die.
And
Astor
Cool.
doesn't know this.
congratulations, you have defeated my homebrewed boss that almost won.
I mean,
Screw
I'm
you, man.
fine.
Yeah, come on. I could
well,
have
listen,
a couple more
Astor
rounds.
the MVPs, baby.
That was harsh.
That still got quite a bit of damage out there. But yeah, I think we're set.
We're good to go for the night?
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
Oh,
it's been kind of
good.
late.
Can I do that? Can I do that?
What?
Can I show up on Wednesday?
Yeah, you can show up on Wednesdays. Yeah, Chris will be there on Wednesdays during the rebroadcast. Yay.
Yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So every Monday, 9 p.m., rebroadcasts on Wednesdays. You can also find them on YouTube if you like to go there instead. Please share with your friends, and have a great night, everybody.